Three-time Pro Bowl safety, Super Bowl champion with the Broncos. He also hosts the Safety First show. TJ Ward, what did you make of that game? What are the emotions? I'm looking at the USA Today. Broncos are NFL kings of drama, says Jarrett Bell. And they are. And it was like, how can I even celebrate this for 0.5 seconds?
You know what? It's a great game. It was a definition of playoff football. And taking on Josh Allen and Buffalo Bills is always going to be, intense going down to the last second. But, great win for my Broncos, man. Got to give it up to them. Them and that defense, man, made big plays all game.
For sure. And as a Denver DB, we've got to talk about this McMillan interception. Because,
oh, man.
I mean, one of the best plays in playoff history, question mark. What were you thinking watching this? Talk me through it.
You know what? He's been a playmaker and a big moment guy since he's been in Denver. Whether it's sacks, interceptions, covering, the best slot receivers. But that play, that was one of the best plays I've seen, especially the moment that it was in. Like, we've seen DBs panic in that situation. We've seen DBs have pass interference, which we saw later from Buffalo. But for him to put his hand up, get his hand on the ball, secure it without the receiver having possession and intercept that ball, man, that was one of the best plays I've ever seen.
Bills fans think Brandon Cooks caught it.
Yeah, Bills fans, of course they think Brandon Cooks caught it. But we all know that was an interception, man. Based on the rules, we got to go by the rules. We always to pull out the rule book. The receiver did not have possession of the ball when he hit the ground. It was a free ball.
That's what that rule book says, TJ. The Broncos get this huge win, and then like 6 seconds later, Bo Nix's season is done. I thought Sean Payton handled that really well. Bo clearly did as well. And he's super confident in this Jarrett Stidham. Are you?
Yeah, I'm very confident in Jarrett Stidham, man. I think he's a vet, in his own right. He's played for the Patriots as well. And when I seen him in the preseason, I thought he was really good. I'm like, hey, this Stidham guy is really good. I know we got Bo, but in an emergency, he's going to be great for us. And we are in an emergency. But we've seen it done. We've seen backups, carry the torch and get the team to the Super Bowl and win it. So, I got complete faith in Stidham. I got complete faith in the whole team and Coach Payton. And, that defense, first and foremost, man, we've rolled the back of that defense the entire year. Bo has played excellent, and he's developed throughout the year and gotten better and better and better. And he's won games, in his own right with what he does with his arms and his legs, especially in the clutch. So, I got complete faith in this team. I think we can get to the Super Bowl and win it with Stidham.
You were on a team that didn't, your defense, how do I say this? I don't want to say led the way.
Why not?
Because it's Peyton Manning, probably. If I'm being honest. I don't want to, even just the on the field stuff, what Peyton Manning probably meant and did, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say that.
Absolutely.
However, I was at that game in 2015. I was at that AFC Championship game. I will never forget it, where Peyton did not have a great game. And it was 176 yards, 2 touchdowns. You guys beat the Patriots because y'all picked off Brady twice. Y'all willed this team to Super Bowl 50, okay? Can you give me the faith in this defense that they could do the same? Because then you'd be comparing it to this defense.
This would make it very comparable. These type of performances make the defenses comparable. What you do in the regular season is all fine and dandy, but it's all about what you do in the playoffs. And they're starting off very well with the turnovers they had on Josh Allen and, holding up when, it was in the clutch. It's all about what you do in the clutch moments and turnovers. Those win games, those win playoff games specifically. You saw it this whole weekend. And at the end of the day, they win championships. So you get to that championship, you play top caliber defense, you get compared with the greats.
How did they do this to Josh? You're saying got a couple interceptions, like it's easy. They made it look easy to pick off the best player. How do they do that?
You know what? When you prepared, it is easy. When you come into the games prepared, you do what you do, you stick to your formula. You know, we talked about it. You got contain the rush, you know, force the pocket from the inside and play disciplined coverage on the back end. And that's what we did the whole game. PJ Locke picked the ball off. McMillan had his pick. We had some fumbles, and you know, right before the half, Josh Allen being careless with the football, and you take advantage of those opportunities, and that's what we did as a defense. And you know, it also got to be very physical. You got to be very physical, and I think we were the most physical team on that field. I know we were the most physical team on that field Saturday. So those three components, man, those three components win you the ball game. I don't care who's at quarterback. Tom Brady, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers. You play like that, you win ball games. Don't turn the ball over.
Yeah, and you think Stidham could do that? He's impressive, emergency guy. What is like? Part of me is like, what does it say about Bo that we're like, just that's fine, just put Stidham in and we're good? Or I guess it just says more about how much confidence you have in the defense and the coaching. I mean, I remember Sean Payton with Taysom Hill was successful, like, but in these big games against the best of the best, like, I believe in his coaching. I don't want people to have the idea that like Bo's not like Bo's a plug and play player, and it's like fine that the quarterback's not there.
I mean, that's kind of been a narrative all year, right? They've been talking about Bo's just right in the back of the defense and such. But now that he's down, it's like we're supposed to be in panic situation. But if we want to lead into you guys, or not you guys, but a lot of the media's narrative, then it doesn't matter. But that's not the case at all. It's just going to be a different formula. Like even when we were headed to the Super Bowl, we had to have Brock Osweiler come in and win some big games for us. Does it mean that, oh, we didn't need Payton? No, it doesn't. We just changed the formula a little bit.
Right.
And everyone has to step up around them. You got to put your arms around the guy that comes in, and we've got to make this thing work. So it's more about what everybody's doing, stepping their game up, and how the head coach, you know, just tweaks that formula a little bit better to fit the mode of the quarterback coming in. So Bo has a way that he wins his games. Yeah, and then Stidham's going to have the way he wins his games. I'm not sure. I'm not Coach Payton. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. But it's going to be a little bit different. You know, I hope we get JK back and we can run the ball a little more and take a little pressure off of Stidham. But, you know, I think if Stidham has to throw the ball and come in and air and out, he's more than capable. I honestly do. I honestly think he's more than capable. He has a great ball. He's really accurate, and he can move. He's not as fast as Bo, but he can definitely move and get out the way.
He can move. He definitely can move, and they need to run the ball more, for sure. They got away from the run in that one. I was like puzzled about it, but yeah, strangely. Here's some news this morning. Sean McDermott gets fired after 9 seasons. Do you think that's the right move?
I've seen that. I mean, I think so, man. I think so. Just because we've gotten to the same place so many times, we got to get over that hump. Kind of the situation with Harbaugh and Tomlin is just, you know, we've tasted this food a little bit and maybe getting spoiled. It may have been in the refrigerator a little bit too long, sitting out the table preparing for, you know, the big dance for too long, and we got to go back and recook it up. So. I think it's the right move. I think fans are a little bit, at least in Buffalo, and I know across the league, is getting or seeing Josh Allen get to the same point in the playoffs and losing.
What's the more attractive coaching opening, Baltimore or Buffalo?
Ooh.
I know.
Oh, man. That's a good one. I think they're both. But if I had to pick one, I would probably say Baltimore. And the reason I say Baltimore is because they've won Super Bowls. And Buffalo hasn't got over that hump, and it's still that stigma there. Like you have 2 MVP caliber quarterbacks, 2 great quarterbacks, 2 still young in their prime quarterbacks. But the organization in Baltimore has won Super Bowls, and Buffalo still hasn't got that Super Bowl. So I'd say Baltimore for that reason.
Do you think it's important? I'm seeing this take online that, like, you're saying, like, the being there and doing that as a team, even if it's not the same people, like, because it won't be Harbaugh there, or like that one that soup. So, but that you're saying, like, as an organization, and there's this thought that like maybe I mean, Buffalo might need an offensive-minded coach, which would be nice for Josh, or that they need somebody who's won a Super Bowl already. Do you think that's important?
No, I don't think it's important to get somebody that's won a Super Bowl or offensive-minded head coach. I think you
No?
get a coach that's good, in hardball and, in that image, I feel it doesn't have to be offense. You can have a great coordinator for the offense, but you do have to have a head coach that is like what I like to say is a general that can control the whole team, that can control the environments, a great game manager, makes great decisions, is a great communicator across the team and with his coaches. Just a leader of men. That's what type of coach you have to have. And I feel that's across the board. You don't have to have an offensive specialist or a defensive specialist, offensive guru. You leave that to your coordinators to be those guys. But you do have to be a head coach that has complete control of his team in any situation.
I feel like people said that about Sean McDermott. I'll ask you this because I think Vance Joseph, not to take somebody away from the Broncos and what they're doing, but what he's done has not gotten enough love. Would you like to see him? There's 8 positions opening. Like 2 are filled right now. Obviously, Kevin Stefanski went, and so did Harbaugh to the Giants and Falcons, respectively. Vance Joseph, a guy that you think should have a head coaching job in this NFL?
Yeah, you read my mind. I definitely think Vance Joseph deserves a head coaching job. He had a quick stint in Denver. Everything wasn't perfect when he was there. I actually was only there for camp when he was there. I got released right before the season. But I think Vance Joseph is a great coach. What he's done with that defense from the last couple of years when they gave up 70 to Miami and that whole turnaround to a top defense in the league, he deserves another shot. I think he's a great leader. I think guys respond very well to him. And he knows what he's doing with them X's and O's and on that whiteboard. So
where would you like to see him? Where would be the perfect fit for Vance Joseph as a head coach?
Baltimore sounds good. Baltimore sounds great.
I like that for him. Other guys that are, I'm hearing a lot of Spags. I feel like we see guys get second chances a lot. That 70 is a bit of a tattoo on him, though.
Yeah, Spags a great coach.
I know. I'd like to see him get another shot there. Okay, so let's set up this AFC Championship game now. Broncos, Patriots, something you're familiar with, of course. The Pats are 4.5-point favorites. As you're looking at this matchup, where do the Broncos have the biggest edge?
I think we're the biggest edge on defense, man. We've seen what the Texans did to Drake May in that playoff game. If it wasn't for the turnovers that C.J. Stroud committed, they were all over the Pats offense in Foxborough. So I definitely think we have the upper hand on defense. The Pats defense is great as well. C.J. Stroud didn't just throw all those interceptions to no one. They were committed. So, but overall, I think we have the edge on defense. We've been a better defense all season.
For the Texans, I want to talk about that. You mentioned that earlier. I believe you were calling for Davis Mills, right?
Oh, yeah. I was calling for Davis Mills in Pittsburgh.
The last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks
man. The way C.J. Stroud's been turning the ball over, man, it's an infection. He has a virus right now. And it just was back-to-back games. And I wouldn't have put him in that second half. I would have went with Davis. We went on a win streak with Davis Mills was playing for us during the regular season. And he wasn't committing to turnovers. He was just really, like I said, letting the defense go out there and control the pace of the game, control the narrative. And C.J. Stroud was just forcing it. He was trying to force everything. It's just like sometimes just take the sack. Take the sack, throw the ball in the dirt, throw the ball away. And that's what lost the Texans the game.
What is this infection? It's a great way to say it. And you've been saying this for weeks now. And then D'Amico Ryan said after the game, I at no point thought that. I was never going to go, I never considered replacing CJ after those 4 interceptions. Why not? Why do you think, is it just because, he's our guy? Is it just going to create more trouble for him at home?
Man, I don't know. Sometimes, you're a slave to loyalty, I guess. I really don't understand that. We're here to win ball games, not to spare anyone's feelings, not to look a certain way, but that man's the head coach. He's earned it. But if it was me and I was the head coach, I would have pulled him just to save him. Even C.J. Stroud, I would have just to save him something. You know, going into next year, I just like you said. I said it was an infection, man. It's here for a little bit, for a couple of weeks, and then it'll go away. But I think by keeping him in, and it kind of makes it a little worse on C.J. Stroud, honestly.
Quickly, in the NFC, the Rams' epic game last night in Chicago. What did you make of Matthew Stafford, and how much credit does he deserve for that win last night?
You know, Matthew Stafford, I've been a little tough on Matt this year. I'm not going to lie. I've been a little tough on him, but he came in, got that last drive, and got his team the field goal. He played a pretty good game, not great, but it goes to turnovers again. If you don't turn the ball over, you have a great chance of winning. And Caleb threw 3 interceptions, and he couldn't pull it together and get the big win at the end like he's been doing in the past. So I think that comes down to Stafford's experience and knowing the situation and what needs to be done. I don't need to do too much to get in field goal range.
Why are you being hard on Matthew?
I just got to hold on to the ball. Why have I been?
Yeah.
Well, I just feel like in certain situations, he wasn't playing to MVP caliber with all the, acclaim that he was getting, right? It was a couple games, too much love. He was getting way too much love. And honestly, I think the Rams are a great team. They're a great team, and McVay has done a great job putting that team around Matt where, the numbers look great, but I'm a situational guy. I'm not a numbers guy. I look at the situations, clutch moments, game-winning moments, and I think even the Carolina game, he really lost that game. He threw an interception, and the guy dropped it. So, or shout out to Puka for breaking that pass up. But they would be at home right now. So, but hey, they're not. And they beat the Bears last night, and now they're going to the NFC Championship. So congratulations to Matt Stafford. He did a great job at the end of that game.
I'm going to let you go. We're going to take a break. Do you have any idea on a Super Bowl pick before we do?
You know what? My original pick was Broncos-Niners, but I'm going Broncos-Seahawks. I'm going Broncos-Seahawks.
Broncos-Seahawks.
Broncos-Seahawks. We get the win at home. Mile High is undefeated. Even in our injury stay with our guy Bo out, I think we still get the win. Defense comes up with big plays and special teams. Special teams got to be special. We can't forget that third phase of this beautiful game we call football. Yeah. It's not just 2 phases, man. We see it week in and week out. Special teams, whether it's missed field goals, big kickoff returns, muffed punt returns, whatever the case may be. Special teams, you cannot count that part of the game out.
And I think that's something it's a question I actually have for the Rams this weekend. Like, their special teams has been a thing. They had a weird kick yesterday. Like, there's a lot going on with there. Okay, so that's not even a Super Bowl. I mean, Broncos-Seahawks is crazy. I'd love to see it. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for imparting your wisdom. Thank you for throwing some support behind Vance Joseph to be a head coach. He's a name that I think needs it in the marketplace. Thank you, TJ.
Thank you for having me.